2K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan.
Nice and high.
And so for the Grizzlies, their last game, a loss to Atlanta at Phillips Arena. So Memphis will get the first possession. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Randolph is the four with Gasol in the middle. McCollum is out there with Allen Crabbe, and it's Carter in the 3 slot. And for Goran Dragic, so incredibly efficient on the offensive end over the last couple years, whether with Phoenix or Miami, he's really upped his game.
You know, Kevin, it took him a few years to kind of get comfortable in the NBA, much like the great Steve Nash, who had his struggles early in his career. Now the game is kind of slowed down for him. He's not forcing as much, and it has certainly paid off.
To the paint. Looking for Wade. He gets it there. Good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Talking about Dragic's newfound efficiency, he's shot over 50% from the field the past 3 years. I mean, impressive. That's a really high percentage for a point guard who plays so aggressively.
And talking about Goran Dragic, he's learned how to play under control without losing his speed. I mean, early in his career, he committed way too many turnovers. Now he's able to push the action without making so many of those mental mistakes. Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Wade. And Zach Randolph gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Here's Bosch. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. No good from Gasol. For Miami, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. The kick out to Dragic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Dragic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Boy, I tell you what, the Heat made great use of the corner 3 last season. A lot of teams are using that part of the floor very well. Almost a third of their attempts were from one of the corners. Second in the league in corner 3s were the Heat.
Memphis trailing here. Gasol with it. He's picked up by Whiteside. That drive by Carter. So nice passing there by Memphis. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Good.
Oh, boy. Woohoo! Sweet move. Tough finish. What a play.
The kick out to Dang. Uncovered. That's short off the rim.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, You can't make excuses for missing that one.
And the basket by McCollum.
And just a solid way to start the game. 4-5.
And it's Wade penetrating. And Gasol sends it back. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 12.
How about 5 of 6 to start? Looks like he brought his A game.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. One bit of news for the Grizzlies last year is that they acquired a single affiliation deal with a Clark, a D-League team, which you think is going to help them.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that team is the Iowa Energy. They're a sole partner now with the Iowa Energy. Good move by the team in what is becoming a growing trend in the NBA.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
And for Memphis and the D-League, they made the most of it. Sent 3 players for a total of 14 assignments with the Energy, and that's how you make the most of an affiliate.
You know, considering the Grizzlies and their D-League partnership, it really makes sense for the franchise. Memphis has always been a place where they grow their own talent. A lot of good players have come out of Memphis. Not a lot of big names signed in free agency by the Grizzlies. They're in the position they're in right now thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Carter drives in. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
It's stolen by Johnson. The feed to Richardson. All alone. Rips down the breakaway slam.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Anderson is screen on Johnson. And there's the foul, and it's on Josh McRoberts. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Here's Weems. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the second fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies, and really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
Looking at Miami, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Jazz in Utah. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Wade dishes to Dang. Stolen by Stevenson. Green kicks to Weems. 13 feet away. Excellent D from Wade.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Stevenson passes to Weems. And now here's Dragic, the fast break chance. Here's Wade. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state. But what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years. But he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. McCollum kicks to Randolph. He got right to the cup using that screen. Randolph's got 8 points.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Grab dishes to Gasol. He kicks to McCollum.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively. And guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. Was taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
To the middle. Bosh. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Randolph kicks to McCollum.
Ouch. 3 fouls for him already. And now if you're the coach, you got to think about sitting him down.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Good on the second free throw. Here's Johnson. 15 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. They set the pick. Inside. Here's Richardson. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. Grizzlies lead by 1. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Give it up for your Heat Dancers.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
So on the floor for Memphis. And Stevenson is out there with Sonny Weems. Then it's Green. Then it's Matt Barnes. And it's Anderson in at the 5 spot. And the rejection by Stoudemire. Here's Weems. He's guarded by Johnson. And the wide open shot from Green. No good on the 3. It's deflected. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. Here's Weems. And the rejection by Stoudemire. And another miss by Memphis.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Richardson, no luck.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat and the interest of that jam. I mean, just beautiful. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth, the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already. Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
Stolen by Stevenson. Here's Weems. And the three off target. So for the Heat, their last game a loss to the Utah Jazz. Richardson kicks to Winslow. Down low, Nick Roberts. No good. And Memphis the other way now.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Grizzlies have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
Grab the pass to McCollum. Carter dishes to Gasol. 4 on the clock. A leaner. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
The drive by Wade.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And he gets it to go. Wade's got the game tied up here for the Heat.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter. Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Here's McCollum. Randolph. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for Miami.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Whiteside, good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead. These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range, so I'd have to agree with you, partner.
The shot's good from Gasol.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm. And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Here's Weems. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter. And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
Amari Stoudemire. He's checked in for Whiteside. Nobody near Barnes. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist. Barnes has got 4 points in the quarter. Winslow kicks to Johnson. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up. Johnson's got 8 points.
You know, sometimes the best way to attack size is to go right at it.
The Heat trail by 5. And it's blocked by Stevenson. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. We've got 28 seconds left in the second quarter. Kicks it out to Johnson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup. So I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And Johnson drops them both. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Stevenson with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And it's blocked. With 2 seconds left. And the dunk by Winslow. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 1. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
When you're hot, you're hot. And that's certainly been the case for McCollum. He has 23 points, and he's added to his numbers by hitting 4 shots from the three-point line.
And really now you can tell the defense starting to have second thoughts in terms of how they're going to play him. That's 12 points from long range.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside. And it's Dragic in the point. So that's where Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Randolph. Grab the pass to Gasol. Offensive rebound. Now here's McCollum. He's covered by Dang. The second chance effort. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 25 points in the game.
And one thing I love about the Grizzlies, they know what they are all about. I mean, they prefer to get looks in close, not to attack over the top. They were at the top last year in terms of field goal percentage with 2-point shots. That's definitely their staple.
Now, here's Whiteside. 13 points in the game. No good from Bosch.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
The D on him has to be airtight, guys. You got to get into his airspace, and that was far from it.
McCollum. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. That's on Goran Dragic. He throw good. McCollum. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Here's Wade. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
And the first one drops.
And Marc Gasol surprisingly nimble for a 7-footer. He really moves his feet well at both ends of the floor.
And when you look at Marc Gasol now versus when he came into the league, remarkable how that body of his, Clark, has transformed.
Kevin, he changed his diet and he dropped a bunch of weight. Believe it or not, he even grows vegetables at his house. He's really gone all in on the transformation of his body.
Clark, good information.
Yes, sir.
How'd
That's
you know
what we
all
do.
that stuff?
That's what we do here.
Woo.
Info and entertainment.
Oh. Timeout called, the Heat. And for those younger folks who might not be familiar, go online and look at some old clips of Vince Carter. In his prime, Clark, one of the great dunkers the league has ever seen.
And for my money, the greatest game dunk in pro basketball history belongs to him with Team USA back in 2000. Jumped over a 7-2 center and punched it on it. Hard to top that.
And you think back to Vince Carter starting his career with the Raptors, an 8-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA selection, and he really introduced Canada to the NBA game.
Richardson, he's checked in for Miami. The Heat trail by 6.
And for Vince Carter, a superstar in his prime when he was with the Raptors, and his departure left some bad feelings there, no doubt. But, you know, you think back to last season, though, in Toronto, they played a video tribute which brought Vince to tears. I mean, that was nice to see the reconciliation.
Here's Cram after the made shot from Dwayne Wade.
we're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
And Gasol sends it back. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. And the Heat with some changes. Whiteside comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And it's Dragic in for Richardson. And it's Wade penetrating. Some solid defense from Gasol.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
McCollum, no good. The Heat trail by 8. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Heat have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Here's Dragic. Got a hand on it. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Here's Crabbe. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense. Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
Out of bounds, Miami takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges. And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Wade dishes to Bosh. Outside Dang. And it's Whiteside off the drive. Here's Bosh. And the layup is good. Bosh has got 8 points.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor.
Give him a round of applause, fans. Your Heat dancers.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Stolen by McCollum. Crabbe kicks to Carter. All going up court. And finished off by Gasol.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
There's Winslow. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch.
Hey, guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone. And I think everyone is happy he's been able to make a full recovery.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Boy, Chris Anderson, certainly one of the more colorful players we have in the league. Kind of took over where Dennis Rodman left off. A high-energy forward who can rebound and defend, and he's got a tattoo parlor going on, too. Oh! Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Weems. It's stolen. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
And, Clark, the best way to get that early offense is with steals that allows you to get out in transition.
Stevenson passes to Green. Here's Weems. A stupendous finish in traffic. Weems got 6.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
At the elbow, Stevenson makes it off the glass. Stevenson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Grizzlies.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Grizzlies lead by 9. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. So on the floor for Memphis. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. Allen Crabbe out there with McCollum. And it's Carter in at the 3. McCollum kicks to Crabbe. Stolen by Bosch. Here we go. Oh!
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
Left side Gasol. Vince Carter on the wing. And he can extend the lead to double digits. And the Heat should be 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And again, Memphis no good.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Carter kicks to McCollum. Gasol is screen on Wade. McCollum dishes to Gasol. Here's Crabbe. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And the Grizzlies lead by 9. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Grizzlies.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Here's Bosch. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Zach Randolph. And, of course, Chris Bosch has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career. But, boy, Greg, he's close.
Yeah, I mean, good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all.
On the topic of Chris Bosch, I mean, guys, he was a 24-11 player his last season with Toronto. Went on to Miami to win rings, where his stats dipped a bit with LeBron there. Then last season, his scoring average right back up to 21 a game.
And it's blocked by Dang. Dragic kicks to Dang. Heat moving the ball around. Now here's McCollum. Lets it go from deep. Gasol wide open. He fires. And right through it goes.
And talking about Chris Bosh, he was really ahead of his time when he first entered the league. I mean, very few power forwards back then had his combination of size, agility, and skill set. Now we're seeing a ton of fours like that on draft night.
And there's the call on Bosh.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
That's good.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
Miami ball.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Down low. Tipped away. Whiteside. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
But they get it back. Tries again. Goes up again. And Gasol sends it back. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. He got right to the cup using that screen. And that's now 18 points for Dwayne Wade.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. Last season, Memphis fell late and would end up with the 5th seed in the NBA playoffs. Only one of 2 teams to make the playoffs each of the last 5 seasons, along with the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, and they were a team that nobody wanted to play. Memphis drew Portland in that first round, and even though they were the 5th seed, they had home court advantage.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
During that break, Coach Dave Yeager had some words for his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Thank you, Doris.
You know, guys, Memphis walked through the first round against Portland. The second round, a lot tougher against Golden State. They went up 2-1 in that series, but couldn't hold on to that lead.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And, guys, Memphis would lose 2 of their 3 games at home against Golden State. So things got tough with the Conley injury and missing Tony Allen as well. But they did put up a good fight, ultimately, though, falling in 6 games to the Warriors.
Here's the break. Outside Bosh. From past the arc. Bosh can't get that one to fall. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. McCollum kicks to Carter. The three-pointer off the mark. Miami's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Outside Bosh. Jacks up a 3. Crabbe pulls it in. Crabbe's got his 3rd rebound on the night. McCollum, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
The kick out to Bosh. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. And here are the Grizzlies now. They've led by as many as 11 points. McCollum kicks to Randall. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
McCollum with the ball. Now guarded by Dragic. McCollum no good. The Heat trail by 8. And there's Dang. That's good on the assist by Wade. Wade's got his 5th assist in this one.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And, you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Here's McCollum. And it's Dragic with the rebound. Dragic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Got that one up quick. And now just a 4-point Grizzly lead.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
A 3 from McCollum, and he gets it to go. McCollum's got 47 points.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
And as long as you keep getting quality looks, the coaches should have no complaints. Play with confidence.
Randolph sets a screen for McCollum. Out left to the wing. Memphis moving that ball around. Shot is off. Good work defensively by Whiteside. No good from Wade.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused the miss.
Pocket 6. McCollum gets to Gasol. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Rock hard finish there, guys.
And only one hand needed for that one.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need.
The kick out to Bosch. Pass to Whiteside. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Clark, they're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, and they don't need to do anything to reinvent the wheel here. I mean, just take time off the clock and squeeze the orange. Don't turn it over.
Randolph. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
The 3 from McCollum. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Dang with the bucket. So it's Memphis picking up the win. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And, Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.